Next, let's talk about some gay shit. It is Pride Month after all. FurAffinity was late to the party, but eventually put out a banner featuring all of their staff waving various LGBTQIP plus Pride flags. You can see that they have the gay nigga flag, but the gay nigga flag they're using is actually the gay NB nigga flag, because they, for whatever reason, they really had to fucking add that horrific yellow and purple circle to it. They just keep adding more and more shit. So FurAffinity was, it took a while to get this commission cranked out, but wait a second. What the fuck is this? Oh no, .webp. Right here, if you can't see, is I don't know what the fuck animal. It looks like a goat, maybe, sucking on an LGBTQIAP plus colored pacifier. Probably one of the most cursed. Can I find this in real life? What happens if I just go to like Bing and I type in LGBT pacifier? And now I've received a network error. Oh, they sell them on Etsy. I can get them on Etsy. Oh boy. Adult pacifier. I can't, no, even on Etsy, I can't find an LGBTQIP plus colored pacifier. Oh wait. Oh dude, that's so gross. An XL pacifier. Oh dude, I'm on Etsy. It's an XL pacifier with a little paw print on the front, and there's actually a picture of the guy that makes them sucking on it. Oh dude, oh my god, holy shit, I found something. Wait, let me hide this to make sure that it loads correctly and doesn't show anything it shouldn't. I don't think it should, but I just want to be absolutely safe. Oh my god, holy shit. Okay, so XL pacifiers, right? There it is! I found it! LGBTQIP plus themed actual furry pacifiers. It's real. This guy's persona is real. It's just this. He's just this product from Etsy. $60 fucking for this. And this guy's having one. You can also get it in trans pride theme. Now get this. Here's the guy that makes them, showing off his product. And then we have the reviews. Here we have this guy with the 5 o'clock shadow, the most disgusting like complexion with like zits and stuff, and then like chinny chin goat hairs, wearing the LGBTQIP plus pacifier. Oh, this guy, this big chungus, Scott Connolly, super pleased with his light baby blue pacifier. What a supreme gentleman he is. The mute button is now my new hyperfixation. It's really well done. The expectations were small, but the delivery was spot on. This guy's in his fursuit, the perfect cookie. I wanted a pacifier prop for my fursuit. The ones we made for it are way too big for my small bunny mouth. It was smaller than the fursuit pacifier and larger than a regular adult pacifier. Fits perfectly, and she looks cute in it. Wow, dude. This guy looks like a fat Till Lindemann. Till Lindemann fell in some hard times, man. Rammstein isn't doing so well. The Bundeskriminalamt keeps bothering him about fascism or some shit, so he's just eating all the Schweinsachse and sucking on pacifier. Tragic. So this guy has a really big pink one, and he's like extremely cross-eyed. He's just like full on fucking cross-eyed. Oh, and we have another LGBT one. This guy does not have the friggin' audacity to show off him sucking on the pacifier. This is Lazy Kobolds. We have someone wearing a Shiba Inu like flesh suit and sucking on a pink one. This one is like a tranny with the blue one. Oh look, the guy doodles a little fox drawing inside the box to say thank you. That's actually cute. That's customer service, chat. That's why the furries make so much fucking money, because they got that customer service shit. You open up your pacifier box and you get a little doodle and you're like, "Aw, that was drawn just for me, chat." It's very similar to. Does he like crank these out? Or is the doodle fake? No, it's not. It's a different doodle. He just draws them very similarly. So similar that you have to like compare and contrast them to see if they're different. They are different, just a little bit though. I guess if you do it, it's not a stamp. It's not a stamp. Enjoy your gift and let your big kid thoughts melt away with this. Tranny? I think so. Alexandra. That's a tranny. Oh my god, dude. I have found a fucking gold mine. There's gonna be YouTube channels that crank out videos with 8 million views where they just look at their customer reviews for embarrassing Etsy items. I've discovered a fucking gold mine. Never forget that the origin of all art and culture on the internet comes from the Kiwi farms and the stream, okay? If you're only listening, this is a black guy. He is wearing a purple hat that looks like Wario's hat, but instead of or Waluigi's hat, but instead of Waluigi's hat, it says Lola on it, and it has a sew-in patch of Lola Bunny sitting and looking seductively. Okay, he is a black guy, and he has a pink pacifier that he's actually modified. Okay, he's put his own finishing touches on the paw prints. He's made it green and blue, and then made the strap a bright pink, and even bedazzled it with baby fur and a little paw print thing. That is fucking awesome. This is a real woman, I guess, I think, who has a maroon one, and she has a bunch of tattoos. Never date women with tattoos, chat. What is that? It's a chastity cage. It's not a pacifier. This is my cutest chastity cage, hands down. It gets compliments constantly when I go to meets or events. This dude's walking around naked with a chastity cage at fur cons? Is that what they do? I've met one furry, literally one furry ever in my entire life, who had the fucking balls to say outright that the furry shit is a sex thing. Kids have no place there, and it is purely a masturbatory fixation. Only one furry I've ever met that had the actual friggin' audacity to just say that outright. The rest of them pretend that it's just like a cute little hobby uwu, and it's fucking not. It's a pacifier for your dick. Gross. What is that? I guess he also sells. Dude, that is so small and pathetic. This one is like even smaller. This is like super small, but this one doesn't even have like any. This dude must have like a button penis. This is fucking vile, man. What the fuck? Because that's why I had issues trying to figure out what this was, because it doesn't look like a chastity cage. That does, but then this one's like so small it doesn't have any width to it at all. It's just like a button penis. Oh my god, dude, this is the exact. It's an inverse. This is like the exact thing that he's wearing in this banner. By Sarah Gonzalez. Ay, Dios mío. All right, that's enough. This is a great idea for a locals video. You're right. I should just find embarrassing Etsy shit and do reviews. Anyways, back to the furry fandom thing. I've mentioned this a couple times, but baby furs hold a interesting position in the hierarchy. Actually, News Hamster. I'm sorry I subjected you to all this. It's unnecessary. My bad. Baby furs hold an interesting position in the hierarchy of the furry fandom in that they're at the absolute bottom. Nobody likes them, and in large part, like it's pedo adjacent, first of all, but you can't say that because if you say, obviously acting like a goo goo gaga little baby is like pedophile shit, people be like, oh my god, that's so problematic. I use adult baby diaper lover play as like my way to cope with the adult world, and it's in the privacy of my own bedroom, and you're kink shaming. Like, they break out the usual canards, chat the canards, they come flying. But then not only that, they go to these conventions, right? And then they literally shit in their diapers, and they leave shitty diapers around the convention center. And then the convention center has to clean up shitty adult diapers, and they're just like, we will never tolerate furries in our presence again. And because all these hotels are now owned by like Pajeets who go to this like hotel owner conventions that are also Pajeets, they tell all their Pajeet friends at these conventions, my good sir, I do not know what a furry is, but if you ever get a request to have a furry convention at your hotel, say, no, sir, I will not redeem. I will not redeem your request to have a furry convention at my hotel, sir. So they get banned from like entire states as a result of bad word of mouth, specifically because of the adult diaper stuff. And because of the aforementioned pedophile stuff. Here are some comments in response to the banner, in particular pointing out the baby fur. Tricky Lil Fox says, "Happy Pride. Pleased to see some baby fur representation too. We're a big part of the fandom and always have been." Princess Drake Bestest Sheep says, :3, as stated by another mod, there's actually a few of us in here. Wadley Durg says, "It makes me so happy to see some subtle ABDL representation on FA's official Pride banner. Really shows how far we've come to be more inclusive as a community, especially given the hurdles a lot of ABDLs have had to face on this site, from what I understand." If you don't remember, I think I covered this at some point. Dragoneer was the previous owner of FurAffinity, and Dragoneer is a neurotic faggot, was like horrifically incompetent and poorly managed FA over time. FurAffinity, as the largest furry art site in the world, was poised to really become a successful website, basically. But Dragoneer lacked the vision and competence and aptitude and gumption, most importantly, to really do anything with it, much like Lotex and Something Awful. I think he's dead now, and a lot of the changes that he could have made to FurAffinity to make it a more successful website never happened. However, under his administration, despite his incompetence, he actually took a hard line on Lolicon Shotacon stuff. And this was actually very unpopular, obviously, with the ABDL people, because they need cub porn, because that's what they jerk off to. However, under the new management, seems like the rules have been, the deal has been altered. Pray, I do not alter it further. And now it's no holds bars. We're getting the diaper furs in the administration. We're allowing the cub fur porn, and as predicted, as everyone in the entire fucking world predicted, first you start with the gay marriage, and then you start with the transgender shit, and then you got dog fucking, and you got pedophilia. Like, oh, we've come so far that now we can represent grown men wearing diapers. Isn't that lovely? They have actual representation now, chat. Look at all these deleted comments. Comment hidden by a staff. Huth, sweetie. The adults are talking. The adults are talking from an account that says ABDL baby fur artist. Sweaty, I don't think that the adults are actually talking. I think that the mentally stunted pedophiles are talking, and there's actually a really big difference between that. What a weirdo. I wonder if that's like a thing that triggered him at some point, like when he was a kid. And now, like, now that he's like mentally stunted and hasn't progressed past the age of 12, he just remembers the one time that like a principal or a teacher was like really condescending to him. He was like, "Hey, the adults are talking." And now, like 30 years later, as a 45-year-old transgender man in a diaper drawing art of baby animals getting fucked in the ass, he still holds on to that quip, even though it doesn't make any sense. So he can whip it out on people. Great Cat Luna says, "Love, love, love the banner. It makes me so happy to see baby for a rep too. This is awesome." Fire Breath, Good Girl Puppy says, "There's a few of us on the team after all, :3. Nigel Riverton says, "Love the banner. FA needs more rainbows in multiple color combinations, :3. Is it a good thing or a bad thing if I don't know any of the FA staff? Obviously, I know Skiggles is the boss." Princess Drake says, "Now you know one." And Nigel says, "Adorable little sheep." Mama Skiggles replies, "Who's the site owner? Is Skiggles Dragoneer's wife?" Because they're going by Mama Skiggles. I don't know if that means that Dragoneer's wife is in control now, or if this is like a tranny. Somebody's a furry, tell me in chat. Evil Sponge says, "No idea." Well, then why the fuck would you message? Why would you write that? I'm asking Chat a question. He's like, "I don't know." I wasn't talking to you, obviously. He says, "Hey there, we stopped having a staff page and introducing new members and announcements a few years ago because people were using them to target staff members and it crossed into some in real life harassment. So now if staff members want to be seen and known, they are welcome to introduce themselves, but the site won't be putting them in the limelight simply for their protection." Heart emoji. They are good beans. If you see highlighted comments or a badge next to someone named, their staff. Okay. So that's what's going on in FurAffinity chat. They're sucking on rainbow pacifiers. It's quite dire. I guess Dragoneer was the better option after all. Suffer furries. Actually, I need to look into this because I remember I was mildly fascinated at some point with this drama because in 2016, when Trump got elected, there was like a big schism in the furry community. Where previously the furry community had like absolutely no limitations. Like everybody was welcome, even like the weirdos who sucked on pacifiers. But then after Trump got in, it became a thing where if you were conservative in any way, shape, or form, you're not permitted. So then there was like a rift between Nazi furs and like the regular furries, I guess, like the tranny furries, and it divided the furry community. So I'm curious to see. And I remember at the time there was also there's that guy that owns the drag. The furry people are so fascinating because their top dog, who's like one of the most prominent furries, is a guy that sells custom animal cock dildos called dragon dildos that are like the size of tank shells. And this guy, not only has he pioneered animal cock dildos, he's like an honest to God anal stretcher himself. And there are videos of this multi-millionaire animal cock dildo. What's the word? Mogul. He's a mogul of animal dildos. There are videos of him fucking himself in the ass with gigantic horse cock dildos that he's used to advertise his products. Like, yeah, here's me anal stretching with horse cock. Of course I've seen them. Of course, bro, come on. They've been around for fucking forever. They got shared around. Okay, and it's just like it's notable because that is the guy. And he was going to start up his own alternative to FurAffinity, and I don't know what ever happened to that because he owns like a bunch of porn sites and then animal dildo sites, and he's also like a recreational anal stretcher. Very fascinating individual. I think he owns like an advertising company as well for furry stuff. So this guy's corner of the market. This guy's smart as fuck. Okay, he's sitting there with a horse cock up his ass, scheming to take over the entire furry world. Okay. My soul is very tarnished, much like my my coins. Okay, my heart is silver, but it's encased in a thick, glossy crust of silver sulfide, chat, and it will never recover properly. You can never wash that off, and if you do, it damages the value, so you don't want to, anyways.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is FurAffinity. Remember to like and subscribe.